Hey, this is Ralph, and in this video I want to make some refinements to the weight tracking worksheet in anticipation of starting the charting so that it's ready for prime time. Okay, so where we left off, oops, let's see, let's make sure I'm in a good spot here. There we go. So I've got the median getting calculated every Sunday based on the prior 6 days, that Sunday and the prior 6 days. So cool, that works. And all of the weight data that I have in here is all mock data going in the past. We want to create this chart with past historical fake data so then we can start it off where we want. Now, one of the refinements I want to make is obviously if the date in question on the log is in the future, then there certainly shouldn't be any weights recorded, but there shouldn't be any median weights recorded. For example, if this was starting, let's say, on 11/1 of 2020, everything is looking pretty good so far, but at some point we're going to get into the future and it's just kind of misleading. So let's go ahead and correct that. That's going to be pretty easy. I'll just pick one of these median functions, and right in front of the reference to the weekday, I'm going to include an AND function, AND with an opening parentheses. AND means multiple things have to be true. So not only do I want the weekday to be equal to 1, which is a Sunday, comma, right after the 1, I also want the date in question to be less than or equal to today's date, whatever today's date happens to be. So the today function is the word today with an empty set of parentheses. Now I write a closing parentheses to close off the AND function. Now when I press enter, it doesn't look any different for this one because November 15th is before the current date. Current date, by the way, for me is January 28th, 21. Now I'm going to autofill this going up. Shouldn't really see any big changes there. And of course this first one could be a little wacky just because of the offsets. I'll fix that in a bit. And I already forgot which one I fixed, but that's all right. I can click on this one. I can see it's got the AND function as part of it. I'm going to autofill that all the way down. And now we can see that Sundays in the future no longer have the median displayed, but the Sundays in the past do. And that's what I want to have happen. Great. Now let's try the charting process. So for charting, I'm going to select A1 all the way down to A175. I want to select a non-contiguous range of cells. I don't have any desire to chart column B, which is just giving me my information for the median function. So I've got the first range selected. I'm going to hold the control key down on my keyboard, and then I'm going to select C1 all the way down to E175. Let go of the mouse. Let go of the control key. Now I'm going to click on my insert ribbon and I'm going to go for a line chart. I'll just do a basic line chart, and this is kind of the little mess that I get to start with, but that's really not so bad. So I can see where my weight tracking numbers are. That's the orange line. The blue straight line is my goal weight. That's the nice thing about having that goal weight in there. Now this gray mess is what we need to fix up. That's my weekly median. I don't want to see all of those lines going up and down. I don't want an empty spot to represent a 0 or anything like that, but that's all going to be in the charting. So what I'm going to do, let's move my chart off to the side, make it a little bit bigger so it really stands out to us. And let's see, I'm going to right click on any one of those gray lines, right click on any one of those gray lines, and I'm going to format data series. That's going to open up my task pane on the right. We'll look at my options over here for a moment. I'm going to click on this middle one, which is for the effects. Nope, I want the fill bucket over there. Here we go. So right now I'm looking at the line and it's set for automatic. But what if I had no line? Hey, look, all those gray markers, all that gray has gone away. But let me head over to the marker. And for the marker, I'm going to choose marker options. And right now it says none, but I'm going to choose automatic. And look, those little dots appear. And instead of choosing gray, let me look down here. And instead of gray, let's choose something that will really stand out to us. How about a nice bright green? Cool, I like it. And I'm going to make them a little bit larger too. I'm just going to adjust the width upward so those dots are a little bit bigger. Great. I'm going to right click on that orange line, doesn't matter where. see if I'm getting it. Format data series. I think that's pretty good. Fill bucket. I am seeing the orange there. Ooh, what about playing with the transparency? Oh, that's pretty good. I like that. So yeah, I'll just make it a little bit more transparent. I don't want to focus too much on the daily weight record. I just want to see that median. Now, the other thing I want to fix up is I don't need to see all this space in here. So I just click away to deselect. I'm going to right click on any one of the weights over here on the far right, and I'm going to format the axis. And for the minimum, I don't want that to be 0. I'll change it to like 140. There we go. So now we can only see that key stuff. I think that's pretty good. So now, obviously there's chart titles and things like that. Now we can see our weight being tracked up and down day by day, but we can see very prominently what that median was, the median for each week. And once we feel like our chart is looking good and what we want, and we're satisfied with how the calculations are occurring, so great. Now we can start planning for that future. So maybe instead of starting off on November 1st, we're starting off on January 20th of 2021, which was just a few days ago, which means there's really no past data, and it's all going to be in the future. And of course, I shouldn't have all these weights recorded, so let me dial all of this back. I'm going to delete all of these recorded weights because it's waiting for me to go into this worksheet each day. Looks good. Now this one median isn't quite working because the offset wasn't right. So let's see, I'll just fix it up. Instead of an offset of -6, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, offset of -4. Press enter. So now we have the proper median, but that's okay. Those median functions are hidden away and they're just waiting to do their job once we get to those particular Sundays. So there we go. So it's a pretty complicated function just to calculate the median weight for each week going forward. And now we've got our nice chart here ready to plug all of that stuff in. All right, take care.